I've often asked this, but I truly believe a brand selects an ambassador. It's not the other way around. And more often than not, I've been with companies which are internationally renowned. They are fantastic companies, good people, mostly successful already. And then they take a decision of putting my face on their product, which is a big decision. And I don't know how it works. Is it depending on my professional success that it works for them? Actually, I'd rather believe that the professional success of my profession is it's a risky profession in terms of doing well on a Friday or not doing well, and it goes ups and downs. It's not risky as a job, but it has its own ups and downs. Very volatile. It's like a sports league. You'll have a winning match, you'll have a losing match. Sometimes the best doesn't win. And I've always, you can't say this to a person who wants to sign you as an ambassador, that listen, is it beyond these ups and downs, or so I guess Hyundai is one of them, or actually most of my brands have been kind enough to, I think, perhaps recognize and believe in the dignity that I bring with hard work and kind of with behavior. Not always. Sometimes the behavior is quite bad, but more often than not, keeping some kind of hardcore values about work, honesty, and being focused and trying to do new things when possible. And perhaps not enough of the times, but still making an attempt. So I think when they recognize that, they stick to me for long terms, and I think that's how it's chosen. And when a company comes and tells me very sweetly that listen, we can't do it anymore for whatever reasons, I have to fully respect that. I think it's a great opportunity any company gives you, and you are supposed to. Like, it would be difficult for me to think to take a brand which I made and put somebody else's face on it, just for the fact that he's an actor and sings a few songs. So I'd like to believe it depends on the core values you have, and perhaps more of my brands think of that. I hope so. Maybe it's not true, but I think the longevity of terms I've had with most brands kind of makes me feel that if I can keep those values intact, then it's a nicer journey. I think the world will change in films. I think already there exists so many cinemas which should not perhaps find place in the theatre, not because they're not good enough, but because with the prices as they are and time constraints as people have, people would. I believe, when we used to earlier talk about concept of good living, a good lifestyle, it used to be a big house, a big car. Or a bigger house, a bigger car than you have. Education, of course, a holiday. I think the concept of, what we think is the quality of life is to be able to do what you want to, as and when you wish to. I think that is the best way of, that's the greatest quality of life. Quality of life is not the big house or the big car or the big club that you're a member of. I think if you can, take appointment away from your lives, whether it's in the office, it still exists for most of us, whether, I'm not taking away from importance of time, but if the appointment can be taken away, I think that's the greatest quality of life. So if I want to be with my kid and the work can continue happening, would be better quality of life. So keeping that concept in mind, I think film watching, you can't be holier than anything else. No, cinema should be in theatre. Film watching should be as and when and how you wish to. I can't question you for, telephone pe meri picture dekh rahe ho. Fair enough, if you like it there. If you like it bigger, put it on your television. You like it bigger, go to the cinema theatre. So the choice has to be with the customer, which is the best way of the quality of life for everybody. If your business can do that, I think it'll be innovative. And I think Netflix and all the other platforms are here to stay. And I think it gives an opportunity, just like IPL actually, to a lot of youngsters who didn't know where to take their small film. Now they can go directly to Netflix. So my deal with Ted and Reese is genuinely that, listen, it's not a paper deal. It's like, I'll try and make stuff for you, which I can't find a theatre for. And I am non-self-obsessed to know that certain kind of films don't need to be in the theatre. They need a smaller budget. And perhaps it's not affordable, but youngsters and elders would love to see it. So let me give them an option of seeing it as and when they wish to. So I think that part will change. Theatres will become perhaps more long-term. I don't know, I read it somewhere, so it's not an original thought. But I think they will be more like Broadway. A movie will come for 6 months in a theatre, and it will be a 360-degree experience. There will be 3D and holographic stuff. There will be more interaction. Food will be free to be brought from home, as it is now. And you will book tickets and see it like Phantom of the Opera. So it will be community viewing not now, another 15-20 years, but you'll take your family. It's like going and watching a game. You go there as a picnic, and you'll enjoy this experience, this 3D or realistic interactive experience. And a movie will come and stay in Metro for 6 months. It will come like a play, like a theatre play that is there running for 8 weeks or 3 weeks already. Prices will be a little higher than what you'll have access on your telephone. Ignore it and say these. I believe these are very small changes. The marriage part, see, that's okay. I think actresses have done that, from Sridevi ji to Madhuri to Juhi. Obviously, you take a break when you're having a baby, which is kind of a part of a woman's decision. Obviously, she takes some time off. Though ladies even work. Otherwise, I've had ladies who work with me in films. Maybe people didn't know they're pregnant, but they were working, and we knew it. And you need to take the 6-8 months off physically, I guess, to get back, not in shape, but get back to working. You can't leave the kid and all. So that's a practical issue. But beyond that, I think, I don't think there are any qualms. Sometimes people make a choice and say, listen, I'm married, I don't want to do it. Like I make a choice. It's as much of a choice when I say, listen, I've got kids, dude, I want to do just one film at a time. I don't want to sign my second film. And people say, why aren't you signing your second film? When is your flight? I want to be with my kids. I want to take a couple of months off. And if I sign a film, invariably, the first one gets postponed, the second one comes too early, I don't get time in between films. So I think those are personal choices. But hopefully, with changing times, and not only in India, everywhere, I think there should be no disparity. I mean, my logic is if a man pilot and a woman pilot get the same fees, a man actor and a woman actor should get the same fees. Why is it different? I don't know. Of course, there is a condition. I tell the girls when they're giving interviews, please do mention it, all the actresses that you might have interviewed, that yes, it is a little performance oriented. So as a matter of fact, no boy or no girl actor should estimate their performance. Because it's a harsh world. You have your box office on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Please don't put the burden on the film's expense by charging an amount that goes beyond the performance on Friday, Saturday, Sunday because of an individual, whether you're a director, actor or an actress. I think that consideration you have to keep. And sometimes, I know a lot of male actors who overestimate their performance and charge a lot more than they deserve, or think, oh, we are in double figures, so we are big. So I hope the pay thing becomes equal. It should, and we should all, or even if it's performance oriented, I think it should be skewed. I think a lot more in favor of women as things go. Yeah, I understand what you ask. There is no way to protect them from who I am. I'm a good monster. And there's no way to protect my children from me, from my name. So the only way I can protect my children from who I am is by myself keeping a certain amount of dignity in the face of opinions, keeping a certain amount of calm in the face of disarray, keeping a certain amount of honesty and hard work in the face of nepotism. I think that's the only thing I can do, and the rest of the world can believe. See, 90% of the time, if you're a public figure, people believe their perception of you should be quickly converted into reality. If they perceive something of me, and if it is disjointed from there or different from there, quickly they want to figure out another way to fix into a reality. Shah Rukh, he's looking thin. बहुत इनका यार drugs बहुत होता है. नहीं यार, I think he must be keeping himself. नहीं, अभी कराया liposuction. So the reality has to quickly fit into the perception, and I'm not cynical about it. I think it's great to be that powerful. that people want to make their realities of their perception of you. I think it's really nice. And also with great power comes great responsibility. So I think my children, when I say power, I mean it in terms of happiness, in terms of father figure, in terms of love and education that I dote upon my kids. I don't mean it in terms of being a star. And that people will not understand. The perception will always be, अरे star का बच्चा, गाड़ी तेज चलाता हूँ.
Thank you.
So the idea is that that responsibility is theirs, that the great happiness that I give them as a father, the love that I give them as a father, the education that I give them as a father, the teachings I give them as a father, and the fact that I work so hard as a father.